Hi, Star Family. Okay, so you came back for part three of the aspect game. Woohoo! Right now, I'd like to talk a little bit about trines. What is a trine? If you're not familiar with the astrology, a trine is the triangle. Okay, and so it equals a 120 degree. It's an equilateral triangle. Okay, so when a fixed star is trining one of your planets, what does that mean? So again, here's the fixed star, here's a planet, and there's a 120-degree aspect. Let me go back to Julia's class. Here we go, and I'll show you. So we are again in section 6.7 of our practitioners course. And here you can see, it's a little small, but you can see a fixed star trining to a planet. So here on top, we have the fixed star and its relationship to Earth, and that planet is creating a 120-degree angle. See, here's the 120, and here's the equilateral triangle. Okay, so what does it all mean? Well, if we just take a look at what Julia wrote again in section 6.7, it would indicate that your soul has a connection to that star system and it's highly favorable. Okay, she also writes that you have visited that star system at least once if you have a trine, perhaps on a soul mission or as part of your evolutionary journey through our Milky Way galaxy. Okay, so I'm going to just scroll down. There's more for you to read. Here we go. Here we go. The best association that I can share with you for what is a trine. Let me reach over here and grab my visual. Here comes the trine. Yes, it's a basket of presents. These are your gifts that you came in with. So if you think Earth School is tough and rough, well, guess what? You came in fully loaded with some gifts. Thank you, Christmas presents. And some gifts are really big. Woohoo! Don't you love how it says happy birthday? Because we're using our natal charts to understand our trine aspected alignments. See how we're starting to speak the language of astrology and galactic. All right, let me go back to my next thing. We're going to go back to what Julia wrote. Here we go, and share it. So think of trines as you came fully loaded with special gifts. Okay, so she says you've got it very well integrated, whatever that fixed star's message is, that consciousness, you've got it. You've got it. So I'm just going to bring up another point that if you know, I'm just going to call out teenagers and young adults. So many are being more deeply impacted with where they are on their journey, that I just want to raise that and put that out there to you, soul family, that sharing what we're learning with those who are really at that point of, do I launch or not? Or do I go even deeper into my rut? Learning where your gifts are helps you navigate these new earth energies. And it's not just for teenagers, you know, it's people of all ages, right? Oh, I saw something fly by. So here's the trine. Here's the lesson of a trine, that you know you have access to support. You're not alone. You didn't come in without a bow and arrow or something to help support you. Okay. So while you're on this life mission on Earth, when you find out which fixed stars you have trines to, these are personality qualities that will come from within yourself. Or if you can't resonate it within yourself, it may be someone that you know that resonates that fixed star's story and consciousness. Or if you really want to get woo-woo, really deep, which I like to do, if you want to know where your angels and spirit guides or even your ET alien family comes from off planet, look at your trines. Okay, these are kissing cousins. These are aunts and uncles that want to help. The other way that trines will help is when you look at situations. Oh my God, I don't know how this happened, but boom, here it was. Here's the gift, the unexpected gift. When you think of that word trine, think of triangle. And in geometry, a triangle has the most incredible base of support. That is why the pyramids are triangular, okay? Because we went from number one, to two, a line. But when the triangle comes in, that is such an excellent aspect and visual of support. It's grounded, pointing upward, right? So the key words are your natural gifts, your inherent skills, know what your powers are, your superpowers. There's going to be ease and grace for you with particular qualities that are associated with that fixed star. So early on in life, you might think, well, isn't everyone a lot like me? Don't they have the same gift for wanting to chitter chatter like I do, or help teach and bring along those that, oh, I don't understand. Oh, here, let me help and see if I can put some words together. No, you have special gifts and they have special gifts, but knowing what they are, track your trines. All right, oh, I like that. Track your trines. That's part of the aspect game. Okay, so what else? Your trines will bring prosperity. Ah, yes, baskets and baskets of prosperity. And so fascinating, because if you start really getting into this and tracking where these constellations are and stars that are trining your natal chart, you might be able to find the windows of time where your prosperity, if you allow for it, will just be magnified. Okay, so I'll leave it there. These are positive soul connections. A trine, however, does not indicate an incarnation. Like you didn't, if you're trining, let's say, I'll just bring the Pleiades. It doesn't, and you don't have a conjunction or an opposition. You may, it's not saying, oh, I was there, I was an Andromedan or a Pleiadian. No. You may have visited, or get this, you may have met star beings on ET Craft. Oh, I remember you. Yeah. So a trine will indicate positive people, situations, gifts, inherent skills within you. Okay. So it's all positive energy. I'm going to pause for a minute because I may not have underscored this in the first two. And we know from Julia's teaching that to find your point of origin, like where am I from? Like, where did I start in this galaxy? Yes, we look at our conjunctions or oppositions in the distant planets, Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, okay? And, oh, but I don't have any oppositions or conjunctions there. Okay, then you get parked over here for to be continued. All right, so but if you want to know where was I for this incarnation in 3D, me right now, where was I right before? Your most recent lifetimes, look for the conjunctions and oppositions in the sun, moon, and ascendant. Now, when we start talking about trines, these gifts, I bet Julia is going to start sharing a little bit more with like, okay, what if I'm trining Jupiter with a fixed star? That's the planet of expansion. Does that mean I have super, super expanded skills in that area? And then we look at the house. Oh, which house is that landing in? So the house and how we play the aspect game with the houses is going to be coming next. All right, so I want to share my personal stuff with you. If you don't want to see it, that's okay. You can end here, or here we go. Boom, boom, boom. First of all, I keep talking about the box of stars. This is it's a practical guide to the night sky, and it gives its myths and legends by a woman named Catherine Tennant. And I just love this because it's just the right size font for me to read, and it helps me understand how, when I look up, where are we? Okay, so here's how I did my trines. Dun, dun, dun. Got my little flashcards. Guess what? you're going to see with all the oppositions I've had, and wait till I tell you how many squares I came in with. I have 15 trines. The trine, and I wrote my little note that's saying I either visited or I was supported by a trine. But if there's no conjunction or opposition, that means that trine says I visited but not incarnated. Okay, and so then what I did was I got 15 note cards out, but then here's my condensed version. Okay, so like, let's see, my sun is trining Lyra, both the ring nebula and within Lyra, the fixed star called Sulafat in house 12. Okay, so I don't need to know, oh, what does all that mean right now? I'm just starting to set the structure. In learning a new language, we just want to know, okay, don't get too far ahead. Let's just stay with building a firm foundation. So if you'd like to do the same, go ahead and count how many trines you have. Get some little index cards and do a little note card for each one. Okay, and then this one is my summary. When I did my summary here though, boom, 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 I could start seeing, oh, there's some duplicate skills or qualities, or my people are coming in to help. So I'm first excited that I have a sun trining the ring nebula of Lyra. That one gets parked in a to be continued somewhere else because that's a little bit different, trining a nebula versus a star. Okay. But I'm starting to see I have 2 Sirius B from Mirza, and I think I'm going to start with that one and share that with you. So first of all, let's go back to Sirius B. We heard of Sirius A, but where's B? Well, guess what? I had to do some research because I didn't know. It's still within Canis Major, even though it says Sirius B. Okay, because there's the great dog, Canis Major, and then there's another constellation called Canis Minor. So I think I shared with you that I already have a conjunction on the tip of the dog's nose for Sirius A, but I have 2 trines. Okay, here's my cheat sheet. 2 trines to Sirius B. The star is called Mirza, or I've seen it Mirzam with an M on the end. It's right here. See that little paw? It's the dog's paw that rises before the rest of the constellation does. Here, I'm going to stop sharing for a moment. So the dog's paw shows above the horizon line before the rest of the dog, including Sirius A, right? So here we go. Sirius B, Mirza, the paw. And the story is, without going into detail, it's called The Announcer. It's like, it's coming, it's coming. But guess what? How do I translate that with my trines? Okay, well, if my Jupiter is trining the announcer and my Venus is trining the announcer, I would pause for a moment and go, do I like to go do? Do I like to help say, hey, guess what? Julia's class is amazing. Oh my God. Hey, have you heard? Something like this is like ease and grace for me when I find the right alignment, because I really love the material and her heart that she gives us. So I'm sitting with this idea of going through each of my gifts in my trines. And you know what? I don't know all 15 stories, and that's okay. I know when it's time, I will be able to go and study, maybe with your help, if you start sharing also on the Facebook group, your star nations and the mythology around them, we might together start putting the stories and pieces together. Again, during this turbulent time of the new energy on Earth, really understanding where our tools and what we are fully loaded with to greet some of the challenges. We're here to expand, we're here to play with oppositional energies, and we're here to not just help ourselves with ascension or help ourselves get lighter, but there's a collective and there's Gaia energy. So it's my personal belief that as I work on myself, I'm working to help support the greater humanitarian collective and Mother Earth. So that's just the way I rock and roll. In my family here, they don't know what I'm talking about, but that's okay. I found you guys and we know, and we can share notes. So that's all I've got for you today on trines. Next, I'll share a little bit about sextiles. There's a little difference in the sextile, even though we can greet them as like, oh, good stuff. But pause for a minute, go take a look at all your trines, count them. How many do you have? You know, yeah, if you've got a trine in your north node and a south node, count them both. But you're going to start finding out perhaps where you might have 2 or even 3 trines in the same star. That's important. You don't need to know the story just yet, but we're building towards the narrative. We have to first get our sentence structure in place. This is that English teacher. We're going to create sentence structures. We got the noun, the verb, the pronoun, but they all get a special placement. So that's me, the announcer, saying there's more coming. Thanks for playing. And I'll see you again soon talking about sextiles. And after that will come squares. Bye for now.